So I actually came into my shop with full intentions of working today, but it's only 11 degrees outside. So while I kind of warmed the place up a little bit and poured the molasses out of the computer to get it fired up, I figured I'd pick up the guitar and get a little practice in, and God knows that I can use it. But today I want to take a look at the FLIR thermal imaging device. It's called the FLIR1, and you use it with your smartphone. It's not only really cool and works really well, but it's super affordable. And depending on when you see this video, there still may be time to ask Santa Claus for one for your stocking if you think it's as cool as I do. Since I decided I'm going to work inside for the best part of today, there's nothing that illustrates heat and warmth any better than looking at life through a thermal imaging device. And today the one that we're going to look at life through is the FLIR1. It's a small personal thermal imager that you use with your smartphone, and that brings the price way, way, way down. So it's something that we can finally afford instead of just listening to and looking at other people using these things. And these are awesome. Now there's really no limit to what you can do with this thing. I mean, it's up to your imagination. You can look for and use it for things that are practical. If you have a clogged pipe and you want to find out which one is colder or hotter based on the problem that you're having or what you're looking for, that's a no-brainer. That's easy. But if you get a little bit more creative, there are a ton of things you can do with it. I mean, for security purposes, camouflage works at night just as well as it does during the day. Even with high-end night vision equipment, there are plenty of shadows out there. We typically just can't see them. Somebody or something could take advantage of shadows or camouflage patterns at nighttime just as well as during the day with traditional night vision equipment. When you're looking through a thermal imager, there's no hiding that. You know, there's absolutely no hiding that. So there may be workarounds, and we've played with some stuff in the past, but for the most part, there's no way to hide. So for security purposes, it's great. Let's say you've got a lost dog and you're looking for your pet or whatever animal it is you're looking for. It works fantastic for that. Around the house or in the woods. There are all kinds of neat things that you can use these for, and once you have one in your hands, you're going to find things that are really cool that you never thought of before. It's kind of cool to look at the world through an entirely different set of eyes. There's so much happening in front of us that we can't see or we just don't think about. That when you look at it through something like this, it's almost an overload at first. It's really, really cool. It's a lot of fun. One thing that's really neat is the size. It's a very, very small device. Quite often, depending on what you're using or what you have for a smartphone, it's thinner, smaller, less of a signature than you're going to get from the smartphone itself. So you're not doubling the size or anything even close to that. And it comes in a nice little hard case, so when you transport it, you don't have to worry about damaging the sensitive equipment. There is an internal battery that you recharge to use this device, and that way you don't draw from the power on your smartphone. So if you have a smartphone with a low battery already, by plugging some devices into it, you're going to draw that power and consume it much faster. On the FLIR1, you're going to have it pre-charged, so it's not going to draw any of that, and you're going to be able to utilize both of them a little bit longer. There are actually 2 cameras that you utilize with this. Now that's really cool because you get one picture, I guess, that's nothing but data. That's the electronic imagery, and that's all the really cool colors and the changing temperatures that you can see. But you also have it overlaid on a real photograph, so you get some really amazing details on this thing that you don't typically see with other thermal imagers. The FLIR1 actually gives you enough resolution that you can see a photograph, and not only can you see it's a photograph, you can see what it's a photograph of. It actually gives you visual feedback, and I think it's really cool. It really lets you get personal to identify exactly what you're looking at. Now the software that you utilize when you're using the camera is almost as impressive as the camera itself. It allows you to snap photographs with all kinds of data about the photograph, like the time and the location, and gives you the ability to make notes. So you know exactly what that photograph is and when and where it was taken. And you can also shoot video. So if you have something that you want to share with someone somewhere else, that's a possibility. You don't have to have another video camera and try to record the screen of the device. You can record it right on your smartphone. You have several color palettes in this software that you can choose from when you're looking at it. You can have For instance, the one that most people seem to associate with night vision is one that is often called predator vision. And there's a lot of purples and blues and reds and yellows. And that gives you, I mean, that shows you right away where your hot spots are. The one that I kind of like the most is it's probably the most boring. It's just a white hot. I personally, I don't know, I think you get a little bit more detail from those, and that's a little bit closer to the screen that you're going to be looking at on some of the higher end and military devices. At least it has been in my experience in the past. But regardless, you can choose. There are several different color schemes you can choose, so whichever one you like the best, you've already got it. So there are all kinds of cool modes that you can use this in. There are all kinds of adjustments you can make. There's all kinds of data that you can collect. I guess there are a ton of ways that you could, if you need to, justify purchasing one of these if you need an excuse. If you don't need an excuse, they're just plain awesome. So I hope that this has been helpful. It's a really cool new item. I'm really happy that these things are affordable again. And I'll put some information in the code below this video in the description. So as a matter of fact, I'll add the links right to Optics Planet where I got mine, and I'll put a discount in there as well to help Santa Claus's budget a little bit this year. So I hope that you enjoyed this short quick look at the FLIR1. If you did, please click like, share us with your friends in your vast social media universe, subscribe to the channel if you don't already, and I'm going to get back to practicing guitar, something I could probably do for another year and still not have anything recognizable for you to hear. Till next time, have fun and be safe.